our boys are about to get ready right now.
And Karita is still on the tracker. They are doing a fantastic job, and we get an air and a wood. Kreble did not like that opening. Charlie will be continuing on, and Kreble does find Flash. He will lose about 5 seconds.
So this is one of the major situations that we're gonna find ourselves in, especially for Charlieboy, who's doing wood very, very early with zips on the table, not having any items that would help to set up for good wood can be a detriment to Charlieboy's race in terms of time save. But at the same time, there's always the luck of the draw. Remember, our items are still randomized within the 8 stages. If there's a decent item in this raid, once again, the tie, even as early as this can shift very drastically.
And item 1 here gives Charlieboy, gives pretty much Charlieboy just about access to everything. And item 1 puts Crash on the table immediately. And item 3 gives him access to heat. And then item 2 is just good all across the board.
CrebleStar getting himself knocked off the top of the area in Flashman stage, so unfortunately not gonna get that E-Tank. If there's a trouble boss in this room, CrebleStar could be in for a rough time, but we're about to see in a moment. We got a vanilla Flash, but he's not Buster weak. Well, not soft Buster weak. So we're gonna see how this goes. He's taking a bit of a beating.
Oh, narrowly escapes, and first blood goes to Kreble.
No items, but he was very fortunate. He could not take one extra body hit. One body hit would have killed him. The shots he could have taken, but with the movement that Flashman was given, he was very lucky to get out of that alive. Meanwhile, we got that is an aggro crash on Charlieboy's screen, going full tilt, spamming all his crash bombs, not Buster South weak, and he can only take one hit from anything. And there he goes.
Into the great beyond. So after dealing with coins for waterfalls, we have Ginger Ale in the lake. And looks like CrebleStar is setting up the zip.
He might be in position, but the lag is kind of messing with the pause timing for a bit. But he was able to get the full zip. And now he's on his way towards the end of Bubbles' room. But
oh, this is huge. Sorry about that. Charlieboy found himself a item 1, and he found Crash. Forget about it. That's one of the longest stages completely undone. And ooh.
Well, we still don't know how good or bad this item 1 is, so it may or may not help. Oh no, Charlieboy's just gonna ignore the potential of item 1 screwing him and just go straight for the Buster only zip, utilize the boss buffers. Meanwhile, CrebleStar, a little worse for wear, still takes the death on the airman fight in the bubble boss room.
But luckily enough, he still got a little bit of time because Charlieboy failed in his first attempt. And the longer Charlieboy is trying to get the zip, the longer it's going to take. And he clipped.
That is a successful zip on Charlieboy's end. It did take him an extra try, which caused a little time loss, but compared to the fact that he can go through get by all those platform rooms, it's still well worth it to try it out. Meanwhile, CrebleStar does get item 2 after beating Bubble Man stage, taking out that airman. So that's a pretty nifty item to have in his back pocket.
And yet another bad laser coloring this time.
Now, I wouldn't call it too bad, only because you still can see the gray highlights. It's not pure black highlighter.
And that mascara apparently. And right now, Kreble's getting through some of the easier stages, so Charlieboy going through one of the longer stages. I don't know how this is gonna affect him overall.
It's still very early in the race, so we're not gonna have much of a clue until later on, especially towards the rally stages, to see who currently holds the advantage. But for right now, CrebleStar has the early advantage with these short stages being done. Meanwhile, Charlieboy taking care of Woodman, one of the longer stages, in finding item 1, which actually doesn't seem all that good. It's rises very, very slow and disappears very quickly. It's probably not going to be very good for zip fodder.
So an anti-zip for the item 1, and right now CrebleStar up a robot master, but let's see. That's a wood in Charlieboy. Introducing the leprechaun and Duckfist. We need to talk.
Meanwhile, it looks like Quickman is equally made out of paper mache and winds up going down very quickly. And we also find that item 3 is actually in Crashman stage, so we were going to have to do a relatively slow crash climb anyway, since it was locked in that stage.
But here's the thing. Item 1 and item 3 is on Charlieboy, and Charlieboy can do either the item 1 zip, or he can just use the item 3, or use the more simple item 3 Heatman, and he's gonna have quite the advantage.
Well, I don't think item 1 is going to be as useful for zipping here, because like I said, it's very slow rising and disappears very quickly, so it's not able to maximize on the zipping potential that is in this stage. But you're right, he still does have that item 3 here, and is about to use it immediately and ignore these flyboy prop tops.
And Charlieboy is getting ready to make the run, and oh my, that quick boomerang is just going upward trajectory. This is going to make for an interesting weakness if one of our wily bosses are weak to the boomerangs.
Charlieboy with no item 2 forces you to do Yoku blocks regularly. CrebleStar will not have that issue, as he does find item 2 much earlier. We found that in Bubble stage. Charlieboy has yet to go to that stage yet, so had to make the long hike.
Yeah, so right now, all points considering right now, Creble is still in the lead, but that's just that. But now we're just talking semantics here, because Charlieboy basically has all of the hardest stage, all of the longest stages done.
It was all gonna make use of that item 2 he found, and oh, he want to be silly, trying to get some ground chickens towards the end of the boss room here. CrebleStar is about to face this very aggro crash. He's probably gonna seek for a weapon, which I would definitely like to do in this spot. And it looks like Wobble looks like to be a very decent soft weakness. I think it's very hard with the lag and the spark flicker, but I'm pretty sure that was a soft weakness. So that's a pretty significant fight that could make things very easy, or much easier for CrebleStar down the line.
Yeah, Creble's gonna have a lot of fun with that, and because he has item 1, I don't think he's gonna zip, but I don't think he's gonna be too bad for wear, because the elevator rooms have just these lovely ground enemies over here.
He might try it to see if it works here, but once he sees that it's probably not going to be feasible for zipping, he's probably just going to use it and do the stage normally. Because I have not seen him try to do the Buster zip that Charlieboy has tried and successfully implemented.
Nope, he saw it and he's like, nah, not trying it.
Also, Charlieboy gets some extra information, realizing that the walls are weak to heat. So that's a puzzle solved, especially for the boobies come later on.
Yeah, he's gonna YOLO that, and uh-oh. He's not gonna waste any. Oh! This is a bit of a dilemma here. And he's lightning lords are actually on the elevators.
that is not a bad enemy to deal with in these rooms. But if you delay too long, you probably will get knocked down. But as you saw with CrebleStar, took a little bit of damage. That's usually the worst of it, unless you get a Springer in the face.
Yeah, all one's considering. And right now, with what's going on here, looks like Charlieboy might be back in the lead.
It's gonna be close. The knowledge of the extra zip knowledge that Charlieboy has over Creble can definitely lean this race towards Charlieboy's advantage. But CrebleStar is still holding his own. He hasn't made any overly significant mistakes throughout this run right now. So the advantage, we're still pretty much in the dark about it. But CrebleStar is in bad position in terms of health.
He's gonna have to be very careful going up this climb.
It looks like he should be safe. It's just Joe's along the way. Yeah, he should be safe on the climb, but hopefully he will maybe take the chance to take the juice box before getting to the boss room.
He's doing exactly
this one along the way. Charlieboy going to the airman boss room, where he's gonna deal with metal.
Pretty standard, and bam, done.
CrebleStar about to fight this Woodman. We know this Woodman is a very weak, very weak. So very quick fight on CrebleStar's end. Charlieboy going to quick, which shouldn't also hold too much trouble for him. But once again, it's not where the item 2 is.
And CrebleStar is probably going to get that lead right back, because he has that item 2.
But we're about to see, Heatman has made a fool of many a random runner. But for right now, it looks like the enemy set has been pretty favorable. So at least the first half should be fine. And as you already alluded to, he does have item 3. So the item 3 zip is on the table. And he does have item 2, which Charlieboy did not have for his Heatman stage. So that is some time that he'll definitely gain back, especially dealing with the long crash that CrebleStar suffered.
Let's see if he's gonna wait for that to go. This time, he's going in, and bada bing, bada boom, he's in.
Charlieboy making short work of these force beam sections. Once again, if you know the layout of the lasers, it's very easy to just dodge them all. So he's just gonna have a very short walk to his boss room. CrebleStar about to go to his boss room just as quickly.
So right now, Charlieboy's gonna have a pretty easy time here, and CrebleStar might also have an easy time. So right now,
gone.
You got it. So right now, Charlieboy will be going in the bubble. Meanwhile, Creble is gonna have air and metal to look into. So looks like we're not gonna see Metal Man until the end.
Which would have been a good scenario with item 1 if our item 1 was actually good. But you will have item 2, but Charlieboy and CrebleStar will both have item 2 to skip the latter portions of a Metal Man stage if they so see fit, and if the enemies are kind enough to allow for it.
Meanwhile, speaking of item 2, CrebleStar made very good work, doing very good use of his items, making a much faster air possible with this.
Charlieboy getting the bubble zip cleanly. Very well done. But that has to be expected. So Charlieboy assuming no enemies be a bit of a nuisance to him, should have a pretty safe straightaway to the Bubble Band boss room. Meanwhile, ooh, I was about to be worried about that crab. Crab's in there, one of the worst possible enemies you can have in this particular randomizer. CrebleStar unfortunately dealing with it.
And unfortunately for CrebleStar, these crabs are actually resistant to the metal blades and Buster too, so they're definitely better than your Red Lobster soft crabs tonight. Ooh, narrowly escapes, and oh, Charlieboy will beat down his air.
Alright, so given what we're seeing right now, since both our boys do have metal stage left, we see that Charlieboy does indeed have a slight advantage over CrebleStar, but CrebleStar found the Quick Boomerang as a soft weakness. Once again, getting that information, still not too far behind Charlieboy. Literally probably maybe about a good 5 to 10 seconds.
A mistake on Charlieboy means that CrebleStar can reclaim that lead. And right now, literally in the same hallway. That is how close this race is, folks. A hallway distance.
And there can be some pretty nasty enemy setups that could be in the second half of Metal Man stage. But we're gonna have to see if the seed actually decides to go that route.
Right now, it's all execution here. This right here is an fan fiends.
And there we go. The seed delivers. Okay, Charlieboy is trying to make as much use of the item 2 as possible, but yep, there's a fan fiend right in the area. When you see one fan fiend, odds are you probably wouldn't try to use item 2 for the rest of it, because you'll be expecting a fan fiend to be in the way to just negate you riding your item 2. Not only that, unfortunately for both our runners, a fan fiend is not in that very big jump that CrebleStar is about to go through right now. That's usually a very significant stopping point if you're not ready for that jump.
And here comes Heat. So right now, it's a matter of whether or not what this Heat can bring to the table. CrebleStar going for a little bit of safety, which is it's not the wrong answer. And oh wow, this is gonna be a problem. And Charlieboy's looking for weaknesses. Oh, he finds a slow metal blade.
Well, for a Heat that is not Buster weak, finding a weakness is definitely probably what you want to do for a Heat man, period. Otherwise, the fight would drag on. But Charlieboy being our first boy to their Dr. Mario stages. Mario trying to prescribe a prescription of pure pain and agony.
You know what time it is again, because now Dr. Mario's in session. We have Dragon, Color, Design, Weakness. And we're going to be listening to Kirby today, so put it in your chat.
Just a reminder for those that are new to the randomizer or just came in, we do have 4 different dragon designs. We got our vanilla dragon, of course, but we also have a dragon with some very nice shades. Like I said, you know, we see it. We got our horn dragon, our dragon corn, with a unicorn style horn on his head, and our ever so lovely oats dragon. So, Sinister, I was first last time. Your turn to go first.
Sunburst Dragon. A Sunburst Swag Dragon. So red, orange, a little bit of grays. I'm still hoping for my crash weakness today, so let's see if we can get that.
Meanwhile, hopefully my dog isn't barking up too much of a storm and coming through the speakers. But yeah, we're gonna go for a traditional green dragon. But in this case, we're gonna have it as an oats dragon. And for weakness, I'm gonna say you're gonna be weak to Leaf Shield.
Interesting. You want the quicker. You want that oatmeal in your life.
Can't go wrong with a little apple cinnamon.
Hey, I like strawberry. Let's leave that alone. Anyways, last chance, folks. Just a little apple cinnamon. But here we go. And
It's vanilla.
Vanilla Dragon is also green, so points for you. Put yourself a half point on there, Green.
In the metal weakness, it is a crash weakness, but it's a good crash weakness. So no, there's gonna be no suffering with this crash weakness. That's one of the best possible scenarios for crash weakness. The explosion duration for the crash bombs is randomized. So with the randomization for the explosion being so long, with a good well-timed shot, you can basically one-shot the dragon.
A really good shot. So half point for your boy, half point for Creed. So right now we each got half a point. If you decided that all three were the correct answer, guess what? You are in luck because you got 2 points on the table. So that being the case, we're now into the treasury. We have Twitch Pico, regular Pico, and Inviso Pico. And Charlieboy has the information already, so he does not need to be going for the wall weaknesses.
Well, he doesn't only go for the wall weaknesses anyway. He usually saves the wall weaknesses for going for the actual boo-beam fight. But as you said, since he already had the information, that's something that he already has in his back pocket. Meanwhile, in terms for the Pico units, of course, within our three that Sinister mentioned, once again, we do not want to see the Inviso Picos. The Inviso Picos are one of the most treacherous ones to fight because it can be very easily get out of rails if you lose track of one of those vanishing Picos. Ooh, Charlieboy was trying to be a little cheeky, trying to do that suicide drop in between the spike and that platform.
And the return of Twitch Pico, which is not weak to the Buster, but it is weak to air. I don't know if I want to use that though.
It would have been a good air if he hadn't need 2 shots total to destroy them. So, and Charlieboy did miss a shot, so unfortunately he's gonna be out of air by the time the last Pico shows up. So he's gonna have to probably find an extra weakness. Fortunately for Charlieboy, there are 3 weaknesses you can choose from. And one of them happens to be the God weakness, a one-shot leaf shield. It looks like would have been the weakness to go to for the stars.
That is a very lazy leaf, and just like that, Charlieboy is gonna blow out people's eardrums as we now go to the sewers. Wily 3, let's see if he cleans his pipes.
Very doubtful, but we can all be hopeful.
We've had some clean pipes before.
Charlieboy opting to get some weapon energy. He used quite a bit of air. Very smart choice. Always a good decision to try to top off.
Once again, Wiley forgot to clean his pipes, so this is just not good. And, oh, even worse, there are moles at the top. He made sure that got rusty.
Yeah, and for some stages, there are some enemies that do blend in the background. In this particular stage, moles probably will be one of the most dangerous because they do hide behind the backgrounds. So jumping between here, this would make what normally would be a generally easy stage, probably one of the more dangerous ones.
And thanks to that death, oh, Charlieboy's gotta be real careful now. Because a death here, before making it to the checkpoint, gives CrebleStar back this lead that he had earlier.
A very safe spike fall. All that's left for Charlieboy to do is just head for the straightaway where our Gus tank awaits.
And again, Charlieboy does know about the wall weakness. CrebleStar does not. So this nailed! But unlike Charlieboy, CrebleStar will not have that problem. Meanwhile, we got a dozer to have. Or a dozer to crush. And not weak to the Buster, so let's start looking.
Shield being a little bit of a troll on Charlieboy, being reversed horizontally. Wisely decided to take that E-tank and is gonna go into that hitbox and just mash that metal. very good weapon consumption, very low, and mashable enough that you can just go into a hitbox and just wail on him. So very quick fight on Charlieboy's end. Let's see if CrebleStar can find a weakness a little bit faster so he can continue to close the gap.
Speaking of gap closers, welcome to the Great Equalizer. Wildlife 4. Runs are made and broken on this stage right here.
CrebleStar does find the weakness for the gut tank, but he's having a little bit of issue trying to get into position to get those time shots.
A slower dozer fight. This is gonna hurt the Creble a bit. Meanwhile, Charlieboy actually falling down a hole.
And he's trying to set up for that vertical zip so he can ignore the fake platforming situation coming up in the next room, but wound up messed up the item 3 recovery. So it's gonna have to. He does have enough item 2. No, he has to go for the item 1 so that he doesn't have to worry about the randomized fake floor that would normally be here.
Tried to zip up to cut a couple frames. Alright, anxiety room time. Let's see if this is gonna be the big one. Ooh, bunnies.
This can be particularly spicy. Item 2, he might go for item 2, but the bunnies will be aiming for him. So if he goes for item 2, it needs to be very well placed in order for it to go for it.
And CrebleStar cut some time using that vertical zip. So right now, he is only 2 rooms behind.
Oh!
No! He's gotta wait for the elevator! He has to wait for the ride! Oh my goodness! Charlieboy, stop!
And he does not have enough energy to do a full item 1 skip. He only has 1 more in the tank. He's successfully using it to bypass it, but CrebleStar has significantly closed the gap, and he's going to use that item 1 to bypass. Wait, I was worried about the positioning of his item 1s. Unfortunately, he was able to recover and get back into position so he can get back into the swing of things. So he closed the gap on Charlieboy significantly. But once again, information is key. Charlieboy does have the information about the walls. CrebleStar does not. So Charlieboy will be slightly augmenting his lead with this knowledge.
Yeah, this is gonna be big though. Now, CrebleStar's gonna have to make a gamble here. He needs to find the weakness now. Oh, he's gonna gamble on a metal weakness.
If it's a metal weakness, this could be very significant. It is the metal weakness!
Holy moly, we are definitely gonna have some fun. And oh my god! Does he know? He knows!
We're gonna have ourselves a bit of a race. Charlieboy is able to defeat the Boobians a little faster than CrebleStar, but now this is where weakness knowledge is going to come into play. CrebleStar has found a couple of weaknesses. Does CrebleStar have the memory to remember the weaknesses? It's very easy to, going through, even through 30 minutes of this race, if you don't have a means to log your weaknesses, it's very easy to forget. We're going to see if CrebleStar has the knowledge to get by. Is this gonna be a tight one?
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. Creble's already ahead. 1-1, going into a quick fight.
And with some excellent music to match, shout out to the X3 intro stage theme. As we got some awesome music to go with a very awesome race. And right now, we got both of our runners going to their 3rd Robot Master right now. Both of them taking on Lucky, our little leprechaun here. Right now, both of these know that these guys Buster Soft weak. CrebleStar, Charlieboy.
Here we go.
Charlieboy just getting a little bit closer to the teleporter compared to CrebleStar. CrebleStar taking a little bit of lumps. We're gonna see if luck holds out between our runners for these airman tornadoes.
And CrebleStar's out quickly. Charlieboy's close behind. We got a flash man. Here we go.
Both our runners do not know weakness. They're not going to try to hunt for weaknesses. They're going to try to do it with Buster. So it's going to be who's going to get the Buster fight faster. Right now, Charlieboy has the edge on speed compared to CrebleStar for this fast fight. Charlie Boy has now gained just a minimal bit of an advantage over Treble.
Hold on, though. Does Creble remember his weakness? He does! He remembers, but wait, no, he doesn't. He forgot the weakness.
That might have been from the first seed. Metal was weakness for a major weakness for the first seed.
No!
CrebleStar getting a little greedy, hoping that his iframes would carry over to get that last bit of damage, but it wound up costing him in the end. Charlie Boy now has, at this point, a pretty decent advantage.
Two robot masters that lead here. It's gonna take a bad machine for Charlie Boy to blow this now. Here we go.
Charlie Boy does have an E-Tank to his name, so he does have a means to recover if the Wily machine winds up trolling him. So that is going to be a significant safety to keep an eye on. As we do find that our machine is Buster immune, but is very good with the tornadoes for both phases.
He found the God weakness, and oh my God! Creble gets beat at the same time. He has to redo the crash fight. Oh, you say it ain't so.
Unfortunately, on double KOs or any other sort, you do not get the win in the boss rush.
Oh, CrebleStar is gonna be heartbroken. Such a great run and bringing it back, but Charlie Boy, in the end, looks like outside of a bad alien, he's gonna take this.
It was really exciting up to this point. CrebleStar just being a little too greedy on the Bubbleman refight that might have cost him the entire match, as Charlie Boy, with whatever kind of alien that is, just gotta find a weakness and it'd be GG's for him.
Looks like we have it looks like, oh wait, what's that? No, that wasn't it. Oh, that was some metal again, and GG.
And that's GG's for Charlie Boy, winning and moving on through the lower bracket with official racetime.gg time of 32 minutes and 24 seconds in a very close match that pretty much nearly held on towards the end.
We're gonna try to give you guys an interview. Oh man, you hate to see it. Such a fantastic race. Fall by the wayside from, as one of our viewers said, seed bleed.
So we're just coming up to one more match, one more fight. CrebleStar just gotta find our alien weakness, and our race will be done and over.
Speaking of done and over, Charlie Boy! Congratulations on a race well done. 2-0 it. How you holding? A man of few words. And CrebleStar will be finishing his seed. Official race time of 33:54. Charlie Boy, hey.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Discord all of a sudden forgot my, Oh, sorry, hold on one second.
Not a problem, not a problem.
But yeah, as we wait for Charlie Boy to get his bike issues settled, and hopefully wait for CrebleStar to come into the voice chat as well to get his thoughts. GG's to both our runners for a very fantastic race. It was once again very close towards the end of race 2, but once again it's Charlie Boy coming out on top for CrebleStar, who unfortunately is about to see his tourneys end, as now he has been eliminated from the tournament.
Joining those who have fallen by the wayside of the Mega Man 2 randomizer. He'll be sitting in the bleachers or coming into the booth with the rest of us. Meanwhile, Charlie Boy's journey still continues as he's gonna fight continuously through the loser side.
Okay, hello? I think I got everything situated now, hopefully.
Hey.
No, GG's to Creble, you know. Yeah. No, I don't know. Seed 1 for this race was like, hey, here's some E-tanks. And it was like, hey, just kidding. Let's see. But it was a really good seed, I think. That had potential probably for, like, Creble said sub 29 pace. And I was like, yeah, I could see that. I think I had, like, 1 death and then, like, maybe, like, a rough back half of metal in that a little bit. But other than that, I mean, I did okay, I suppose. A few zips could have went my way to make it just a tad bit faster, but you know, it is what it is. Seed 2, on the other hand, that was a little bit more rough. I think I died the first boss. I died in Wily 3, which was unnecessary, but hey, it happens. I think the Wily 3 death cost me about 45 seconds. The first boss probably cost me like about the same, I guess. Seeing that, I mean, Crash was a really spammy Crash, but I was doing a pretty good job of dodging the Crash bombs. But yeah, he landed on me. I was a little bit too close to the wall that last time, so to dodge him and the Crash bombs. So yeah, it happens. But yeah, good stuff. Other than that, those are the main things I guess I noticed. I did change one of my, or maybe not change, but I did an alternate strat in Wily 3 after the death with the item 2, which I'm not terribly familiar with. I mean, I've seen it done before and stuff. As long as you like game over before Wily 3 or refill item 2 again enough, then it's beneficial, I think. But yeah, and it just so happens that I caught an extra refill or so I tried it out, and it worked out okay, I guess, but I could have just damaged boost through there, I suppose, and been alright. Might have picked up a few seconds after dropping 45. Who knows? But yeah.
Makes sense. It makes sense in all sense and purpose. The big thing was on Seed 1, you kind of did pretty good. CrebleStar kind of had a couple of mistakes on his end, but Seed 2, you don't know how close you were. You were literally right at the boss, at the rematches at the same time. Seed bleed and not remembering a weakness doomed CrebleStar. That was it.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely happens. I mean, that's unfortunate. I know Creble was dealing with like ISP issues like during the whole tournament, which more than likely had a damper on his gameplay. I mean, it certainly would me having like distractions or ISP on the ISP distractions or just distractions in general in the background or whatever. You know, I mean. If you're not quite used to that stuff, then you might perform a little bit. And even if you're used to it, you might still perform just a tad bit, like not up to your full potential per se. But I mean, good matches to him nonetheless. You know, it's unfortunate that he's having those issues during the tournament this time around. But I do appreciate him joining. I do see in the race room where he said he's not going to join in on the interview this time. But and I have to assume that that's probably why. But big thanks to Creble for joining the tournament. You know, great competitor. Go follow him. He's an awesome guy. He's a rock star. Go see him. Go watch him. Go check out his YouTube and stuff.
Well, for the time being, we still got eyes on you as you have, with this win, you move on to our third round of our losers, where you're going to be facing Siberian Bull 9. Have any thoughts about your upcoming match?
Eyes on me? Me versus Siberian Bull? You want to know about me versus Siberian Bull 9? Let me tell you something, brother. No. Get into the wrestling promo. Man, Siberian Bull's also a wrestling fan. I think I don't know if it was the first seed or the second seed. His little avatar was our Wily boss sign, so that's cool. Siberian Bull and me go back. I think his first tournament might have been the 2019 tournament. So I mean, he's pretty experienced in the randomizer. He's a really great runner. He's beaten me before. I think he beat me in the mini tournament we had like last year before last, or whatever. It was like a 1-day tournament thing where it's like one done, one race type thing or whatever. But I mean, hey, that doesn't discredit him, you know. And he's beat me in casual races and our community races from time to time and stuff. And so yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a hell of a match for sure. This a great runner, mostly zipless, but he's picked up a few zips as well. So that, I mean, that only saves time, assuming that he doesn't spend extra time on any zips. Same with me, right? But what I've noticed about his tournament strategy is he is quite the trickster, right? He will pick zipless, and he will catch people on that, right? Because especially runners like me, right? Because he caught me. I think we went against each other either last year or year before last, and I had to DQ a match because I zipped in a zipless race. So he catches people with that kind of stuff. But I think it's actually hurt him once because he called zipless and he zipped in one of his races. So yeah, I got to keep an eye out for that. I got to practice some of these burst chaser things and whatnot because some people like burst chaser, and I mean, I don't like to say no, but I might if somebody throws a burst chaser to me, I might just say no because I'm not as practiced. I might do it. I might actually say no. I don't play that crap. But, I mean, it's fun to watch nonetheless, and it is fun to run as well. I mean, I did a burst chaser seed before this, and I hit but I didn't hit sub 30 on it. You know, it's like I did terrible, and then I come here and do regular and do like just fine, you know, type thing. So yeah, I don't know. Siberian Bull's quite the trickster. Gonna have to watch out for that one, but yeah, it's gonna be a great race nonetheless. Make sure to tune into that one.
And be sure to tune in to our next scheduled race for the Mega Man 2 Randomizer. We only have one that is currently scheduled, and that one's going to be tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight. For those that are in the U.S., of course, work time zones as see fit. And that match is going to be between Matt Philly and yours truly. I'm going to be going up against Matt Philly in another win or go home matchup. And we still got a few more matches that are awaiting to be signed up and eventually approved. We're going to be looking out for those. But whatever you do, as always, keep your eye on the Speed Gaming chain of channels on Twitch for any relating information on the Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournament. So with that, of course, we want to thank everyone for joining us. Of course, GG's to CrebleStar for being a part of the tournament. It was a losing effort, but he still performed admirably, especially on C2. GG's to our winner of this match, Charlieboy, who's also our tournament organizer, by the way. A little hint, nudge, nudge. But yeah, good job to him. And of course, shout outs to, we got a new tracker. Shout outs to Kareda. They have decided to pick up the Learn the Way of Chungus and decided to pull a tracker for us today. So GG then for a job well done on tracking. Very always looking for new volunteers and new helpers out for anything regarding the randomizer, tournament rise, generalize, you know, all that good stuff right there. And of course, Sinister Sama putting up all the links and details if you want to follow all the exploits and so on and so forth. And of course, we do have also some extra information, and I'm going to put that in chat. We do have we are doing some charity and prize pool stuff. If you want to support Save the Children, which we are doing a Tiltify for Save the Children. If you want to donate money for that, feel free to do so. Of course, give what you want. If you don't have the means to give, don't feel like you're being pressed to do so only if you want to. And of course, we do have a prize pool. We do have a Maturino prize pool set up for our top 3 runners. So with that, just feel free to do whatever you like in terms of those situations. And of course, finally, shout outs to my very well esteemed co-commentator, Sinister Sama. Thank you for co-commentating with me.
Not a problem, not a problem. The pleasure's all mine. Thank you for having me again, Creed. And with that being said, let's get ready for the shutdown. On behalf of everyone in SpeedGaming 2, Save the Children on Telefy, and if you want to donate to the Match Arena, go ahead and do so. This is the commentary team for the Mega Man 2 Randomizer, telling you to be merry, eat well, and be safe during troubled times. Catch you in the next race.
Take care, everyone.
GG, take it easy, y'all. Later.